fly. Angels to fly. Ripped gloves, raincoat. Tried to swim, stay afloat. Dry house, wet clothes. Loose change, banknotes. Weary-eyed, dry throat. Cool girl, no phone. They say she's in the class 18, stuck in her daydream. Been this way since 18, but lately her face seems slowly sinking, wasting, crumbling like pastries. And they scream the worst things in life come free to us, 'cause we're just under the upper hand. I'll go mad for a couple grams, but she don't wanna go outside tonight. And in a pipe she flies to the motherland and sells love to another man. It's too cold outside for angels to fly. An angel will die covered in white, closed eye and hoping for a better life. This time we'll fade out tonight, straight down the line.
Okay, we are starting Judy Jam session March 21st. And hi, I'm Judy, and we have, I guess we're going to be waiting for some people to arrive, but meanwhile, hi June, how you doing?
Good. A little bit, sort of. I found myself
cough. All right.
And I'm busy kind of working on my life, trying to figure out, let me see, start my video.
There you go.
Hi.
Hi. Good to see you.
Yeah, just trying to straighten out my life from a whole bunch of random chaos that has somehow gotten created, in addition to having a 6-month-old puppy. Hang on. Sadie, come here. Let's just be quiet for a minute. Here's Sadie.
Fantastic.
Oh, God.
All right.
Most of the time. So I was just concerned because I've been off the calls and I made that one attempt to get my homework done. And I have, I'm moving forward with my book. I've spoke to Unity about publishing. They just printed a book called Metaphysical Practicality. I think it is by Eric Butterworth. He's he's since passed. Unity minister, and they're starting to publish again. And I guess they've had some Hay House people also call, those that have published with Hay House. And so there's a turn, because since Louise isn't living anymore anyway, so I'm looking at publishing with Unity, and just a combination of things. And I'm thinking, how do I finish a book, learn to speak, run a destination wedding business, live in a house, have a crazy little puppy, and like keep myself healthy all at the same time.
Is it too late to give away the puppy?
It was a gift from my mother. So the answer on that is probably definitely no. Yeah. Yeah. So she's definitely a challenge, but also gives me a significant amount of break in my emotional.
Okay. Well, the first thing you want to start with is, first of all, where are you in the process of writing the book?
It's complete.
It is complete. Okay, great. So do you, and you're not sure of where you're going to publish it, but you might be self-published, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Great place to start. So, you know that books, self-published books very rarely sell over 100 copies, right?
Yes.
And unless you do something a little different or you want to sell. So what the first step is to be able to tell people what your book is about. So you've been talking to me for, I guess, like about 3 minutes. And you want to use your time, like right now, because you don't have a lot of it, but you want to think in terms of lasering how you tell people about what you do. So right now you're presenting yourself as sort of living in chaos, right? And spinning a lot of different plates,
Yeah.
and trying to focus and trying to get things done, and probably feeling pretty guilty about it. Am I right about that?
Definitely. And it is so ungrounding in a place that I'm not familiar being, that I feel like I'm unfolding to a new level of authenticity. And I go like, why do I have to, how did I manage to get here? And what am I supposed to be learning? Or
okay, perfect. That's a great place to start. So why don't we start? Because when we speak and when we try and improve other lives, we have to really realize that when we speak, we're really speaking to ourselves. So
Yes.
most people who speak on things of sweating little things, don't sweat the little stuff, usually are sweating a lot. Like
Mhm.
really perspiring all the time about all the little stuff. I speak on stress, and I'm somebody who has anxiety attacks. So as I learn of new things that work for me to handle stress, that's what I talk about.
Mhm.
And I certainly know how to make fun of stress. So we really want to start with embracing where we are and use it in our professional life. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So now I'm going to open up basically, tell me where you're at with the message of you.
I've only done my first homework.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Which we
Take
got
out
to
the
go
word
through.
only, and can you repeat it to me?
I've completed my first homework.
Woohoo! All right. Which is more, as you see, a lot of other people aren't on this call. And here it is, June. Here's what I've learned from teaching a lot is I offer people a lot of opportunity, and very few people take me up on it. And I've seen that all throughout my life.
Mhm.
With just early on in college, where Tom Brokaw came to our school and said, "Hey, anybody who wants to come to NPC and follow me around, I'll be happy to show them around." And I got there so early because I thought there'd be hundreds of, like everybody would be there. I was the only one.
Interesting.
And I learned that over and over and over again, that everybody wants to do a lot of things, but very few people have the willingness to do anything. So
I can go like this.
exactly. It really is. So it usually is people such as yourself who are really down on yourself. So you kind of slave drive yourself to do things, and then you feel awful all the time. So first of all, we want to embrace that, because that's a way to market your book. And it's a way to have empathy for other people, because if you're feeling this, most people are as well.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me what your book is about. Okay.
Right.
And I want you to tell it to me in no more than 2 minutes. And I'm going to set just a countdown thing here. And let me give you a little coaching. Okay. So
Okay.
we're going to set this for 2 minutes. Go ahead. Tell me what it's about.
My book is about how to make love visible in your life right now, based on all of the things that you've done in the past, taking your stories that you have either made up or participated in, and how to change it so that your life can be filled with quality relationships, a fantastic day today, and a beautiful future for tomorrow. It's about letting go of former relationships, a former marriage, a former boss, getting rid of the trash that you have lingering around in your life, and saying, you know what, I deserve it. And I am ready to make love visible in my life today, right now. The book has tools and techniques available based on a gradient in order for you to learn from A to Z how to do it, instead of willy-nillying and kind of trying to figure it out for yourself, which you've probably been doing for a really long time. So the book offers you tools and techniques so that you can feel successful and happy in who you are being today.
Okie doke. Okay, well done. I have a kind of an idea of what it is, and you did it in like 1:30. Okay, really well done. Now, can I improve it?
Yes.
Let's say I'm selling aspirin, and you're going to write a TV commercial for aspirin. How are you going to start it? Or
got a headache?
How do the commercials start? How do they start?
Got a headache?
Yes.
When was the last time
Okay, perfect. Stop
you
right
felt
there.
this way?
Let me do another one. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let me start this way. Acid indigestion. What are you going to start with? What are you
You
going to?
look awful. Your stomach must be upset.
Right? Okay, very good. Start your pitch now for your book using that technique.
Oh, gosh.
Have you, start with a question. Have you
felt
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you felt unlovable and wondered why? No. Have you?
Okay, you're on the right track. You're totally, I can see your brain churning.
Are you sick of relationships that don't work?
I think so. Okay, what kind of relationships?
Love? Any? All?
Well, you mentioned a boss, and are you talking about having an affair with your boss? I was very confused.
No, like just how to shift energy with people. The book is particularly about relationships, though. Husband, wife, husband, significant
Wife,
partner.
husband, that's the Mormon branch in Utah when you sell it. Wife,
Well,
wife.
wife, husband, husband.
Okay.
Hetero and same sex, I should say.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Or relation.
So what is
marital?
So here's what you really have to do, okay? You really have to target your audience, because right now, I'm not compelled to buy your book because you haven't told me that it's for me, because you haven't talked about me. You're talking about your book. Now, it's a book. Nobody wants to buy a book. People want to solve problems. Like if I'm going to buy a mystery book, let's say it's even fiction, I'm going to buy it. I want to know that this is going to shock me. Like this is going to grab me. It's going to have so many plots and turns. I'm not going to see it coming, and it's going to be a page turner. Okay, because I don't like being bored. Right? Now, if I'm buying a nonfiction book, I'll buy a nonfiction book because I have a problem. And unless you start with the problem, you're not going to sell books. And so I am going to suggest, first of all, two assignments for you that you need to do. And because I know you're like all over the place, so I'd like to focus you and target what you need to do to sell your book. I have some damn good ideas for you, okay? And they're not even my ideas. They're from somebody who did a webinar. Okay, the first idea I have is that, and I'm going to share this with you, is that we work on this formula, all right?
Okay.
And this is, let's just go right here. And I'm sure you can see it now, okay? So the first thing you have to tell people is, who is this for? Are these teens in love? Is this high school kids? Is this for, who is the audience? Is it for older people? Is it for people your age? Is it for, which I think is a great audience. But I don't know what your book is about, but we could pitch it anyways now, so let's just pick somebody who's an audience.
Okay, let's say a 35-year-old divorcee, say.
Okay. 35 is too specific.
Oh,
But we're
a
talking
middle-aged woman.
middle-aged women. Okay. Okay. So then what we could put in here is, who's your audience? Let's just say women. Older women. Older women. Okay. And they have this problem. So here I say, how, do you see this right here?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you say this? How older women, so just repeat it so far.
How older women
And now say,
have this problem.
they are, go
They
ahead.
are
Tell me what the problem is. Disappointed
repeating,
in love.
disappointed of
You know,
always doing the same thing over and over again.
what
Oh,
thing? I don't know. See, it has really like disappointed in love. Tell me more about that disappointment. What is the disappointment that they have?
they picked the wrong lovers.
They've picked the wrong lovers. Well, let's just say,
They don't know how to make good choices.
many women fall in love, in their 20s and 30s, only to find that Prince Charming was, was what?
A toad.
Well, yeah, Prince Charming, that's obvious, turned into an angry, lying, disappointing man with a bad credit score. Right? Right?
Yeah.
What's the problem here?
Yeah.
And these and you're still looking for love, but trust has become an issue, right? Then there are women who feel as if they will never find true love, right?
There are. That's true.
And for women who are married, right?
Yes.
But there is something missing in their relationship,
Yes.
Romance has ceased. What is it? Romance has ceased. Romance
CEA,
has stopped.
isn't it?
Romance has stopped, and a fun night out is,
Out of the question.
turns into watching
Netflix.
SVU, Law and Order.
Yeah.
How do we rekindle kindle love, and how do we find the love we've been looking for? Okay?
And deserve.
Well, not everybody deserves. Well, whatever.
Well,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's debatable, I understand. Yeah.
All right. So why don't you let me hear you say this? How.
So, how older women,
or just women, women over 30.
How women over 30 have this problem? They're disappointed in love. Many fall in love in their 20s and 30s, and only to find that Prince Charming has turned into some angry, lying, disappointing, cheating man and with a bad credit score.
Yeah, okay.
and they're
whatever.
They're still looking for love, but trust has become an issue.
Yeah,
there are women who feel that they
then
will
there
never
are,
and then there are women who feel they will never find true love. And for women who are married, but there is something missing in the relationship, romance has stopped.
Yeah,
A fun night turns into watching SUV Law and Order. How do we rekindle love? How do we find love that we're looking for and that we deserve?
So this was missing from your pitch to me. So when you pitch, you start the same way Bayer aspirin commercials start. You start with, to connect to your audience with the problems of that this book solves, okay? And then what you do is, and this is at the beginning of module 1, this formula. So I'm going to right now put what I wrote into the chat, okay? And you should copy it.
I just did. I took a screenshot.
All right. So you can copy it. But then this formula goes on, because in your pitch to me, I know nothing about you, the author. From my professional experience, as whatever your professional experience of having a successful marriage is successful, and learning how, or my credibility. This book is about, and now give me the title of it, right?
Okay.
Because I understand the reader. I understand that, you talk about that the mess, the messes of our life, or whatever you said, I've gone from, tell me your mess to success story. But when I say story, it's one sentence. I've gone from, being so single to really finding the true love of my life and sustaining sex well into my 60s or whatever it is, right? And this book is going to show the audience and now put the results. And it's going to do it by giving you some really specific dead-on exercises. Now I'm ready for this, but you have to enroll me by doing this part.
Okay.
And so this becomes very easy, and then this is your pitch, okay? And then one more thing, I know someone else is here, okay, on the phone, visiting us by the phone. So I want to show you one other thing. And this is something that you absolutely have to do. Even if you do have a puppy, you have to do this. Okay, this is the message of you. And I'm going to go into module 4. Okay, so take notes on this.
I am.
And module 4 is, you're going to need to do media. And if you watch this, you will have these 2 videos, video 6 and 7, mostly 7, how to pitch yourself to the media. So here,
there's a lot of people.
In this video, Margot gives you, let's see, let me see where it starts here. She gives you dead-on ideas about how to pitch yourself to the media. Associate with something in the news that is on people's minds. So, that's one idea. So this is how you pitch your book to the media. You make it have to do with something that's in the news. So it could be about, Prince, Prince Harry found his bride, right? Found his princess, and people are looking like, God, it does look like such a fairy tale wedding. How did she capture a guy who was such a playboy and everything? Well, I've written a book on how to do that. Do you understand that? So you make it about something in the news, and then let's see what else Margot says. And so she talks about it. Karen, nice to see you here. Okay, so then there is, let's see, you're going to have to go through this video. It's only about 10 minutes, but you should take something complex and make it simple. Okay, so you turn it into 4. She talks about how to do that. Anyway, this goes on. So you want to do, these are all great tips on how, and this is what you have to do, because if you do your pitch the way you've been doing it, you're not going to get people to read it. So I think you really have to go lesson 6 as well. I think there's other tips on here.
Solid.
Oh, here it is, sound bites. How to pitch yourself. Use an analogy, repetition, keep it, anyway.
Okay, so
these 2 videos. So your assignment
solid opinion
is to finish doing the message of you. So next time I say, what's your book about? it will be, well, you know how, Judy, how people have this, women our age have a problem, whatever. They've given up. They're going, I'm going to live alone. It's okay. I'm not going to find someone to love. Well, that goes on. And then your other one is to module 4 here. It's lesson 4 and lesson 5. So this is a great way to use the information online as it applies to what you're doing.
Not lesson 6 and 7? I thought it was lesson 6 and 7.
You're right.
Okay.
It's in lesson 6 and 7. Okie doke.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Glad I could help. All right. So we have some other people here. 719. Hi. Who is 719? Can you hear me?
I am. Hello?
Hi, Karen.
Hi.
I see somebody else is on the phone, but
71716 they are.
Yeah, 716-913-9899.
Yep, that's me, Judy. It's Renee Pacer-Paul.
Oh, hi, Renee. How you doing? Where are you? Are you in your car?
I am in my car. I just left a meeting in Buffalo, and I'm driving back home.
Oh my God. And okay, so is there something I could help you with? Do you have a question or help you with, since obviously you don't want to get on a computer while you're driving?
That would be a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
For everyone.
Yes. So what can I help you with?
I don't know that right now I have a specific question. I'm just kind of soaking in what you're telling everybody else.
Okay. Yeah, what I'm really talking about is what June brought up over in Hawaii is that she has a book to pitch, and so she pitched me everything that's in her book, and it's great information. It sounds great, but it doesn't connect to people unless you talk about them first. So, like, for instance, I have a speech I'm going to do. This is like a great opportunity because I'm getting paid to do a speech in front of meeting planners. These are people who book speakers, so it's a really good thing. So I'm going to start off with, like, boy, is it hard being a meeting planner, isn't it? You hire a speaker, and then they show up drunk, or I'm going to find out what their problems are. And then I'm going to have my speech address the stress that they go over. And so I'm having a conversation with a client tomorrow. And so that's what's so much fun about it is to start with, when you speak, you're solving a problem. When you write a book, it's solving a problem. It's always about people make the most money when they have a service or a product that fixes a problem. And so the best it relates to your audience and who your audience is, people will buy it, because it's all about sales, I guess. Everything we do is really about how, what are we pitching, who are we pitching it to, and who is our audience. So, Karen, I am so glad to see you. You've ghosted me a little bit.
Yeah, missing in action. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, hi, puppy. No.
So, how are you? Tell me what you've been up to, and tell me where you're at. Have we been speaking? Have you booked anything? What are you up to?
What I am mostly up to is Toastmasters. I am
great. It's a great organization.
Yes, I'm really. It's really amazing to me because as a performer, I would have thought that sort of stepping in front of an audience and delivering a message was no biggie, and that's just absolutely not been the case for me. I've needed to practice getting in front of people and delivering an authentic, connected message, which is very different than presenting a character on set with other characters, like radically different energy. So I'm winning competitions. I've won some Toastmasters competitions. I got a bunch of ribbons.
Yay! Good job.
And I thought what I would do is I would use every one of my speeches to practice delivering a segment of what I hope to be my keynote. So this past Monday, I did a 5 to 7 minute speech at Toastmasters on 3 breathing techniques that bring instant stress reduction and calmness boosting that you can just walk out the door and immediately put into practice. And that was my speech. And I got a ribbon. Woo! But I realized, I need you so much because I was not funny. I was not funny at all. I mean, it was interesting, and
All right, so why don't we write a little comedy if that's what you want? So why don't you deliver to us the very first part of your breathing speech? Let's just do the first 2 minutes. I'm going to open up a Word document. Oh wait, that's Seder. That's my Seder recipes. All right, Seder. So why don't you tell me just. Do you know the speech? Can you just give us 2 minutes? I'm going to set a timer here.
Yeah, you tell me when to stop.
All right, I'll tell you when to stop. Go ahead.
Okay. I'd like everybody to start by taking a huge breath in and breathe out with a noise of your choice.
Ah!
And deep breath in and out with the noise of your choice. Woo! Wonderful. Excellent breathers. I'm going to talk to you today about one of the most unused treasures in your stress reduction toolkit. It's something that's closer to you than your skin. It's with you every day. It's with you for your entire life. And it will change your experience almost immediately once you start to be more aware of it. It is your breathing. Now, before I dive into a toolkit I'm going to give you right now with 3 gems that will help you reduce your stress and boost your calmness immediately, I want to share a little fun fact about the lungs. So here it is. If we were able to spread the lungs out on some magical flat surface and completely unfold them, how large do you think they would be? Bread box?
Okay, bread box.
Half a swimming pool? They would fill a tennis court. A tennis court! Your lungs! They're ginormous. The surface is huge, and they're directly connected to the calmness of your thinking. There's a 1-to-1 correlation between the regularity of your breath and the depth of your breath and the calmness of your thinking. So here we go. We're going to start with tool number 1. It's called the 8-count breath, and it is what it sounds like. You're going to breathe in and out to a count of 8 through your nose. So I'd like you to do that now. I'm going to count because it's hard for me to count and breathe. So go ahead and breathe in to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and out.
Okay, time. Okay, fantastic. All right, great. So I'm going to show you how to work on comedy material.
I need it.
And to punch it up. All right. So why don't I just took some notes here.
Okay.
I'll share my notes here and we can all chime in. All right. So why are we teaching people to breathe? You tell everybody breathe in and out.
Because I want to help them reduce their stress no matter where they are in their
What kind of stress? So why don't we start with stress? How many of you have stress? Okay, right.
Yeah.
Now, okay, stress. Okay, now what would they be? Why don't we do a list of 3 here? What are they stressed out about?
Well, I know that depends on the audience I'm talking to, right?
Let's just talk about Toastmasters. What are some things? And everybody participate. June, I know you're funny too. Everybody participate in. What are things that people that would be stressed about? Name something.
Super stressed about speaking in public.
Okay. Right. How many of you are stressed? Okay. But let's get a little more bigger in the world.
Okay. Stressed about money.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, stress. Not enough money. Right?
Relationship issues.
Yeah. Okay, let's see now your relation.
I would feel stressed giving a speech behind you because you were funny, and I would be concerned about how there would be competition, and I wouldn't be like, oh my God, she was so funny, she's going to get the ribbon and not me.
Oh, how are you stressed? Not enough money, your relationship issues. And then I would do
Your
an
job.
act out here. Oh my God, I have to give a speech, right? Something.
Yes.
Oh my God, I have to give a speech. Okay.
Yes.
And now I'm lined up behind you,
Right.
and I have to
right.
give more money.
Very kind.
All right.
Contest.
Well, that's a little at the beginning. So, how many of you have stress? Like, you know, um, you know, or how many of it's stress, right? You can go like, oh God, what's going on in the news?
Oh.
Oh, look, it's raining like crazy here in Hawaii, and I have a
Yeah.
destination wedding business. Can I tell you how often I pray?
Well,
Oh my
that's not her audience. I'm just saying,
That's true.
there's terrorism, terrorism. Just make it very general. Terrorism. There's
The political climate.
political
about political world.
divisions.
Divisions, yeah.
Horrible weather,
Okay, and
life-threatening weather.
okay. Now, how many of
Life-threatening
you
weather.
done? Let me show you where this is. Okay, so all I am using here are, and I will show you right now, in the message of you here, is the comedy formulas. Okay, so if we go to comedy formulas, and I'm going to, there's all these comedy formulas. So if you know these comedy formulas, which I kind of do, is this like a list of 3. So this list of 3, going to be giving, here it is this exercise. It shows you that what we're doing is called big, big, small. All right. So when we do big, big, small, what we're doing is big terrorism, political divisions, and oh my God, I have to give
a speech.
a Toastmasters speech.
That's great. Yeah.
And not run over, and not
run over. Exactly. Exactly. Get disqualified. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. So so then, and then you say, you give this away, because you say, I'm going to start breathing of your choice. You start with breathing, but then you go, so I'm going to show, I got a secret. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Wonderful. Excellent. It's unused. It's with you all the time. Right. Right. And now say something it's not.
Something it's not.
So when we do something funny, we go in a direction.
Yeah.
So you go, I'm going to tell you, you have, so this is another technique. Okay. You have something, I just lost the joke. I just had it. Now, you have something can use, to, expel stress. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Right? It's readily available, right? Available. Yes. And then you look at somebody and go, no, it's not Xanax. Right? So you look at someone as if they are tackling you. This is a great technique you can always use to pretend somebody in the audience says something to you. No, it's not Xanax, right? Okay, right, right. It's your breath. It's, because it's something you don't need a prescription for, right? Right?
That's funny.
Right. It's your breath.
Okay. So I gave it away.
You can. So now I'm like, I laugh at the very beginning, right? Because you stated that this is about stress relief, because you started talking about breath, and I had no idea why. See, I never, when a speaker asked me to do something, Toastmasters is very sweet and very, they're very a friendly, warm audience. But why should someone do something unless just because someone tells them? I have to understand the context. And
Okay.
that's why we always start with the problem. You have stress. I mean, well, I was thinking you can use to expel that stress. It's really no, it's not Xanax, because it's not saying it's free.
Yeah.
It's free. It's all around you. It's your breath.
Mhm.
Right now, I've hooked people in because they're going, "What is it? What is she talking about?" Come on, let's start. Okay. Now, what you can do is, I like everybody to start breathing in and noise of your choice.
That I did just today. I didn't do that at Toastmasters. That came to me because you were saying funny. So that is.
Well, that's
funny.
good. Noise your choice. Now, what would be really funny is to go, "Oh my God, I feel the stress coming out." Now, wouldn't that be fun to go?
Yeah.
"Oh my God, I feel money problems over there." Now we can put "Oh, look, they're like what?" If they relieve stress by breathing, why don't you name the stress that's coming out? Right.
And
I see someone who's just had a fight with their girlfriend. I
Yeah.
see someone who's not getting laid. Or you can't do that. You can't do that in Toastmasters. But you name the stress that's coming out.
Okay.
Right? And then clear it away. Now it's so organic, right?
may I say something? And
yeah.
And that would help label why I had to make those crazy sounds. I would feel more comfortable making some hoot and holler, because I would be willing to make that sound, because mostly when I'm letting out my breath, it's like in a meditation and it's nice and calm. But now you've given me all of these labels to go, yeah, baby, and let all the sound out. I like that.
There's one more thing that is, so comedy is always going in one direction and switching it up. You always got to switch it up. So you ask them, if you spread the lungs out, how long would they be? All right.
Yeah.
Now you say a tennis. I think you can put a joke in there.
Yeah.
How long would they be? They would. So how long would they be? Now, they actually would be long, big enough to fill what?
It's a tennis court. That's the actual answer, but
a tennis court. But what about to fill a front lawn? Let's just say a front lawn. Okay, now you can put a joke in.
Okay.
Not my front lawn, but Alex Baldwin's, but the Kardashians. Front lawn. Okay. Lawn. So, right?
Yeah.
So
then you could say something like, now everybody knows what the smell of fresh cut grass smells like. Let's all take a deep breath and let it out with a sigh, or something like that.
I don't think when you do a joke, just throw it away, because it's not about the front lawn. Then you go, okay, so let's use that large area, because the joke is like, you do the joke, get back to your content. Okay. So let's hear what this sounds like. Go ahead.
Okay. How many of you here have stress? Raising my hand.
Yeah, and then let's just expand it. There is a lot of things to be stressed out about, right? Terrorism. And that's not a question mark. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Start at the beginning.
Okay. How many of you here tonight have any stress at all?
Yeah.
Yes, raising my hand. There are a lot of things to be stressed out about. Terrorism, political divisions. Oh my God, I have to give a Toastmaster speech and not go over. Oh my God.
Right.
You have something you can use to expel stress.
Yeah.
It is readily available. No, it's not Xanax. Because it's something you don't need a prescription for. It's actually free. It's all around you. It's your breath.
Right. Okay, good.
I'd like everyone to
all right, so you get that. Okay.
That, oh my God, so much. Once you talk me through like the comedy brain, like the road to travel, I can see it now. So
yeah, it's just all opportunity here for jokes. You go, how big would it be? Well, you need a joke. So, you could do a joke there. Not my front lawn.
Right.
Not my front lawn.
I like the Kardashians. That's funny.
But
They have a
Kardashians,
big lawn.
it's
Yeah.
big, right? A big lawn.
Okay, that's
So
good.
anytime we mention something in current, in
Popular
what's happening
culture.
currently, pop culture, Xanax, it's just things you want to make everything that you do here now, because it goes back to what I was talking to June about. And what I was talking to June about was about having, selling your book is one of the tips is to her book is about finding love, sustaining love.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it sounds really great. So I said, well, to pitch in the media, one of the things that in module 4 that Margot Black teaches is to relate whatever you're selling to something current in the news. So if she's pitching her book, it's like as we watch Prince Harry, who was such a great boy,
so perfect. The
find
wedding.
his princess. A lot of us are wondering, when is my prince going to come?
That's perfect.
Right?
Yes.
Right? Because so
Yes.
many of our princes, we've kissed them and they've ended up being just lying.
They gallop away on their
Yeah,
horses.
right, right. And how did she, get this
How did she
kind of
bag a prince?
He was
Yes.
cavorting around everybody. Like, who
Oh,
hasn't slept with Prince Harry? And he's been cavorting around with everybody. And how did she get him, to put the ring on the finger? Well, my book is going to show how you can have and find your prince. And steps. So it's
great.
because you're relating it to something happening in the news today. So if I'm going to write like my speech about getting over stress, I might write, or blog or something about what I speak about is how divided we all are. How there's families who, the political divisions among us are just really hard, and how we've lost that sense of playfulness, and how that translates to business and customers and clients, and so now more than ever do we need humor. So anyway, that's it. But I've missed you. Have you talked to, what was her name who was going to help? You guys were working together.
No, she was in the middle of a move and then changing jobs, and she's like, I'll get back to you. And I never heard back from her. So I could follow up and see where she's at.
I haven't seen her at all. It seems like it's so funny. As soon as I say, okay, show up next week with something, everybody bails.
Oh my God, no! I mean, at least not consciously anyway. It was just the always up. Whenever they announced the Judy Jam, I was like, no! Because I could never. So
all right. Well, I think we're going to distribute this video, and everybody will know that I'm not a horrible, mean person. You haven't done
No, but it really is like when you say, okay, get started. Let's go look around your neighborhood and line up a speech. Everybody freaks out.
I know. Well, it's like everybody thinks there's going to be some bit of information that's going to be that's going to put you over the edge and it's gonna give you everything you want. But information by itself without action is useless.
It pretty much is,
because everybody knows how to do everything. You can find anything on the web, but really what you need is just keep moving forward. I'm writing a book now. I'm doing a rewrite of the Comedy Bible, and I'm having a hard time with it because I kind of want to write something else, and I've already written, but I really need to update this book. And so I finally got it where even if I do just an hour a day or a half hour a day or just keep making progress. So since I've been doing that, I wrote another 100 pages, and that's just a little bit at a time. And I stopped being down on myself by, not like, doing the whole thing. It's just, and I find that with my Weight Watchers as well, is like, if I just in the week, just do one thing, like, okay, this week, I'm not going to eat anything after 7 p.m. That's it. All day I can eat constantly. I just, I've done that. Like all day I can just eat constantly.
Clock. Yeah.
But it's just one thing. And it ends up getting results. Like you just pick one thing that you're going to do. And so, Carrie, it might help you just to, since you're doing the Toastmasters, use, just watch one video. They're very short in the comedy section and very easy.
Yeah.
And then just apply one of the techniques there, maybe just, where can I add an act out? It's just one thing. And you'll see that your speeches to Toastmasters will consistently be funnier and funnier and funnier.
Really what I want.
And then you'll start to look for it now, because I'm so familiar with all these comedy formulas.
Yeah.
That I know, the list of 3 will be here. Oh, this will be an act out, or this, so this will be just a setup and a turn. So I'm looking for those things. All right. So it's just like, it's only like 12 of them, and they're very short. So it's 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's really short. I feel like, during our coaching, I know we sort of like structured what I thought I was going to be doing, and I don't know why I still feel lost. I'm a little lost about why I still feel lost. So I'm like watching all the videos from the beginning and just going through them to try and get it more absorbed.
Well, I would write out, I remember we had one session where you told an amazing story. And I remember it was where you realized it was something about you were at Harvard and you were doing this show.
Oh, gosh,
and they put you down. And I hear a lot of stories, but I remember and what you felt at that time and the meaning of that.
Yeah.
I think what you'll find in Toastmasters is if you start to write a story out, and that's how we speak. So when we speak, what we do is we have our message, and then we have a story that illustrates that message.
Okay.
And then after the story, we repeat that message again. So it goes like, like I think. Let me think of something I do in my thing. Is how do I set up the story about the Audible story? Oh, I say, many of us wait for success by waiting until we're really good at something, or, once I get everything in order, everything will be great.
Right.
And we take the painful parts of our lives and we just push them away. But the truth is that those painful parts of our lives, we need to embrace them, because they are what motivate us.
Yeah.
And then I tell a story about recording at Audible, the Message of You book, and I come to a place where I can't say a word. I mispronounce it, and then it takes me back to my childhood where I had a terrible speech impediment, and that memory comes back. And then at the end of this story, the guy tells me, who's the producer, and I'm like crying because I can't pronounce this word, and he says was someone else here who stuttered, and it took him a very long time to record his book, but he got through it, and his name is James Earl Jones. And then that's when I realized the point of the story is that we're not successful in spite of our defects and our insecurities. Rather, it's because of them. And then I go to the audience, and we do the call to action. So it's like, set up the story with what is your message, do the story, come out of it, tell the message again, we're not successful, and then you say, how many of you, had something in your life bad that happened, or in your childhood, maybe you lived in chaos, and now you see how that drove you to maybe have the job that you have as an accountant, where you keep track of everything.
Yeah.
You were, anyway. And now, we need to embrace the whole life, because these are the things that make us successful.
It's really interesting. I think this is the first time in my life I've ever looked at those experiences that I consider painful or tough or negative, and looked at a way to share them with an audience. Like, I don't think I'm not in the habit of speaking those stories out loud. And so this is the first time I'm sort of mining through and going, okay, well, how would I talk about that? And how would I talk about this? And
Well, let's have next. I think I'd like to do the next Judy Jam, which will be in 2 weeks or whenever it is. Look on the calendar. We'll do a session of stories. We'll share some stories, and I'll show you how to set up a story, because basically that's what speaking is using stories.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys, it's been great talking to all of you. And thanks for all coming. And I'm going to distribute this recording to everybody else. And I'll see you in a couple weeks. Next week, we have Danny Robinson going to talk about how to get a comedy agent. So it'll be real insider information on the comedy industry. So I think that'll be super fun. So I hope you guys can come with that. But, you know, the Funny Up webinar was really terrific. And it's available you know, on the website. So I think I sent it out in the last email, but you should watch that. That was super good. See you guys.
Hey, Judy.
Thank you. Bye.
Judy?
Yeah?
Judy, have
Yeah.
you heard anything about your audition for your TEDx?
Oh, I did it. It wasn't TEDx, it was TED. I did my TED Talk.
Or TED, rather.
Yeah, I
Right.
did the TED Talk. It's not the video is not available yet, but after April, it will be available. And yes, they flew me out to New York. I shot my TED Talk. It was really mind-blowing because I just thought, oh, I'll share this with my peeps. Then I went like, oh, I'll submit myself too. And out of 1,600 people, they picked 12 people, and I was one of them. So that was pretty awesome. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. It was a tough audience. They really didn't laugh. And the video I have, I just wrote them an email. I said, you keep cutting to two guys in the front row who are like this. like this is whole audience laughing, and you're cutting to, and I can't use the video because they keep cutting. I tell a joke, and then they're like,
Oh dear.
just like that. I don't know who they were or why they were there or whatever,
Okay.
but they were just like there. So
Congratulations.
yeah, it's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Really cool. Yeah, thank you for asking. All right, you
Yeah,
guys.
because I'm going to be putting in an audition for TEDx Buffalo
Oh,
soon.
you know, watch the video on how to submit for a TEDx talk and a TED Talk.
Yep.
It was really good. It worked. I mean, the advice that I gave others, I went, well, I use that. I had in a dream. It came to me in a dream that I should do magic tricks.
Oh my gosh. That's
I
perfect.
did. I woke up in the middle of 3 a.m. and used magic as a metaphor for transformation. I went, okay.
Divine downloads. Yeah.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
Happy Passover. Bye.
Happy